So a few days ago, I got a couple of interesting comments on my channel that really got me thinking about why the heck am I doing these live events? And today I want to share with you the real reason why I'm doing them. Stay tuned. Okay, so yes, a couple of days ago, I got basically two comments from people that really got me thinking. Now, these weren't negative comments as such. They were actually really good comments and very constructive in the way that they were written. So first off, I just want to say that these comments were awesome comments and they really got me thinking. So I'd like to read these comments to you to help create the context for what I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to go into the reasons why I'm doing this. So the first comment was from my awesome friend Valogi, I'm not sure, Valogi, how long you've been a subscriber for, but you always comment on my videos and I love it. And this comment really stuck with me and it really challenged me, and I want to read it out to everyone else as well, because I think this is going to lead to some really awesome insights for everyone today. So here it is. So Valogi wrote, or Felogi, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, my apologies. And this was in response to the other day when I revealed my results from my first months of experimenting with live events. Okay, so that's the context here. So he wrote after that video, interesting, but isn't it obvious that your watch time grows with long videos? So that's all cool, yep. And then this prediction really got me. He said, my prediction is that if you continue these hour-long live events 5 days a week, you'll get a burnout. I guess also the audience can't afford that much time in the long run. So burnout, there's two things there. If I'm doing this every day, I will get to burnout. And the other one is that my audience will probably get to some sort of a burnout because they won't be able to afford watching these long events. Two extremely valid points that really got me thinking and it really challenged me. Okay, and I'm going to handle that in a second. Okay, the other comment that I got was on the same video as well from Tino. Now, I haven't seen Tino comment before, and so this was another really awesome comment. And he said this: live events are great and your content is great, Gideon. However, I don't believe all your videos should be live events. They should be more of an exclusive show to draw people to watch at that specific time. Just my opinion from a marketing and branding standpoint. Thanks again for your great content. So once again, awesome comment and a really challenging one. Basically saying that, maybe running live events every day is not such a good idea from a marketing perspective. So those two comments really got me thinking, saying, what am I doing here? Am I going to burn myself out by doing this every day? Am I going to burn out my audience? Is it going to are people going to just leave because I'm running these live events? And so it got me digging a little bit deeper into my soul. And, why am I doing this again? So I just had to get reminded again of why I'm doing these live events in the first place. So I dug and I found some good stuff again that I have explained in the past before, but I want to go through it again because I think it's with a new angle, a new lens looking at it. So to help me answer why I'm doing this stuff and why I'm still doing it every day, I'm not saying I'm going to do this forever, every day, but let's go back, say, to about sometime last year. I got to a point where I did burn out, but I didn't burn out from running YouTube live events. I burnt out because I was doing stuff that I really was not enjoying for a prolonged period of time. I was doing the kind of work that would really draw out my energy. And I got to a point where I did burn out. And I was I was kind of out. My creativity was gone for 2 or 3 months. And I got to that point, I've told this story before, where it just felt like nothing was fun anymore. Everything I tried to do nothing was fun. And I was looking around me, I was thinking, who was having fun around me? And I couldn't even really see people around me in the business world who was having real fun. And so I couldn't really ask them how to have fun. And then I spotted my little girl, Lucy. And she just has fun. She's 5 years old. And she was just having fun and having a great time. She always has fun. And, scratching my head, how can a 5-year-old have it all figured out? And I couldn't have it figured out. So I thought, what the heck? I'm going to just interview her. So I asked Lucy, I said one day to her, hey, Lucy, I'm really struggling here to have fun. Can you please help me out? How do you have fun? Can you just tell me, how do you have fun? And she goes, oh, Daddy, she rolled her eyes. Oh, Daddy, it's easy. You just play. You just play. So soon after that, I started looking for ways to play. And the big theme for this year, for me, has been to find things and to do things that are fun and to turn my work into play. And this goes right back to what someone like the hero's journey, his name just popped out of my head. He talked about Joseph Campbell. He talks about following your bliss. All he's saying really is play. By playing, you're following your bliss. And by following your bliss, that gives you energy and it gives you a reason to be doing what you're doing. So the way I'm looking at what I'm doing here with live events is that I'm playing. So while I'm playing, I'm having fun. And while I'm having fun, it gives me energy to do more of it. And it gives me energy in all other parts of my life as well. Now, that's one thing. Okay. The other thing is, so there's two sides, right? So there's me and then there's my audience. So I think the main reason for me, the main reason why I'm doing it, which might seem a little bit selfish in a way, but it's kind of like therapy for me, because as I'm doing this stuff, it gives me energy. I love it. At the moment. I'm not saying I'm always going to be loving it, but at the moment, it feels like play to me. I love interacting with you guys live. I'm noticing there's a lot of comments coming through on this live, but I love it and it gives me energy. So that's the one side. Now let's look at the other side, the audience. Okay, so it reminded me of a book that I was just reading recently. I haven't quite finished it yet, but from what I've read, it is a pretty awesome book. This book here, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. And I'm going to read you a part of this book, Creative Living Beyond Fear. And I want to read you a part of this book that really, it was like a massive aha moment. It's in this chapter, part 3, about permission. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to read 2 little bits for you. I'm not sure if you guys can see all of this, so I might have to go main screen here. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you guys in yellow. Oh, and here's another thing. You are not required to save the world with your creativity. And the context here is, of people who go and create things to try and save the world, make the world a better place, etc. And that is part of my message, but there's a slight subtle thing here. Now, let's see if you can pick up on it. So, and here's the other thing. You are not required to save the world with your creativity. Your art not only doesn't have to be original, in other words, it also doesn't have to be important. For example, whenever anybody tells me they want to write a book in order to help other people, I always think, oh, please don't. Please don't try to help me. I mean, it is very kind of you to want to help people, but please don't make it your sole creative motive, because we will feel the weight of your heavy intention and will put a strain upon our souls. It reminds me of this wonderful adage from the British columnist Catherine Whitehorn: you can recognize the people who live for others by the haunted look on the faces of the others. I would so much rather that you wrote a book in order to entertain yourself than to help me. Or if your subject matter is darker and more serious, I would prefer that you made your art in order to save yourself or to relieve yourself of some great psychic burden rather than to save or relieve us. So when I read that really hit me, and I was going like, because previously I'd be creating content, I'd be doing everything I'm doing, like to make the world a better place. And that's sort of like the push, make the world a better place. And now what she's talking about here is like, hey, hang on, is that really what people want? Do people really pick up on a positive energy when you're doing that? Or is there an alternative? What she's saying is that you just create anyway. You don't create it for other people as such. You create it for yourself. Okay? So hang on to that idea. Because now, to close it off, the last couple of paragraphs in this chapter, she talks about, in the yellow again, it's okay if your work is fun for you, is what I'm saying. It's also okay if your work is healing for you or fascinating for you or redemptive for you, or if it's maybe just a hobby that keeps you from going crazy. It's even okay if your work is totally frivolous. That's allowed. It's all allowed. Your own reasons to create are reason enough. Merely by pursuing what you love, you may inadvertently end up helping us plenty. There's no love which does not become help, taught the theologian Paul Tillich. Do whatever brings you to life then. Follow your own fascinations, obsessions, and compulsions. Trust them. Create whatever causes a revolution in your heart. And here is the clincher, the thing that closes it all off. The rest of it will take care of itself. Now, hopefully you guys could read that along with me. And, those two paragraphs that I just read there were incredibly impactful for me. It really just got me thinking again and making me wonder, hey, I've been pushing all these years, pushing of what I thought people would want. But now it's different. Now it is more like something pulling me. There's like a calling. There's something pulling me, and I'm just responding to that. And I'm following my bliss, so to speak. I'm having fun. I'm playing. And the theory here, if you read between the lines here of this book, is that this last sentence. If you do this, the rest of it will take care of itself. So in other words, if you follow your bliss, if you play and have fun, and you do these things that is calling you, everything else will get taken care of. Your audience will get taken care of. Your content will get taken care of. Perhaps even the money side of things will get taken care of. So, let's go back to those questions or those comments that I got. So this comment from Velogi. My prediction is that if you continue these hour-long events 5 days a week, you'll get a burnout. Okay, so, sorry, did you guys see that? Okay, there we go. That's that comment. So you'll get a burnout. So, awesome comment. At the moment, though, at this stage of the game, I'm still having fun. And it still gives me a lot of energy. So, at this stage, I can't see how it can cause burnout. In fact, it's, for me, at the moment, the opposite. It is creating the opposite. It is giving me energy. And it's amazing how this works, because I'm following my bliss, right? And now all of a sudden, everything else has become a lot more fun too. All of a sudden, since I started doing these things and started doing things that are really fun this whole year, now all of a sudden, everything else is getting colorful and fun as well. And I've got energy, a lot more energy in my creativity. Everything else is improving as well. So I'm starting to get benefits that I really did not even expect by doing just these live events. All of a sudden, people are starting to approach me for doing cool stuff. Over the last few weeks, we've been on one of my live events. And it's made a huge difference. Audience. Because there's the audience here as well, right? The second sentence. I guess also the audience can't afford that much time in the long run, which is kind of in line with what Tino is saying. Just his opinion, maybe you shouldn't run them every day. And I agree to a certain degree. I should really make these weekly ones shorter and just make one long big one once a week. But at the moment, it's still early days for me in terms of audience. But what I'm expecting or suspecting or what I'm thinking could happen in the future if I keep on following my bliss and I keep on loving this, is that because I love this so much and I naturally want to do it more, I naturally get better at it. As I get better at it, it starts naturally appealing to a much wider audience. And as a result of that, my audience starts growing. Now, I've only been doing this for a month so far, and who knows what's going to happen, right? I might get to a point where I don't enjoy it anymore, and I might get to burnout. The content that I have, nobody might like it, so be it. But the thing is, I'm actually, in a way, not doing it for everyone else. I'm doing it for myself. It's like self-therapy. But by doing that, I'm helping other people, which is kind of ironic in a way, and very cool in a way. So there's something else I wanted to say, but it just popped out of my head. Oh yes, the other thing is, logically from a YouTube, what I know about YouTube and what I know about community building is that the more content you have out there, the more content that you optimize for in terms of keywords, the more visible you become, the bigger your audience naturally starts growing as well. So that's the other thing. And I won't know that until quite a bit later. This is something that'll happen over time. So I wanted to say thanks to you guys for leaving these comments, Tino and Vlogi, because that really got me thinking. I want to also say special thanks to Elizabeth Gilbert for this awesome book that I've been reading, Big Magic. And I want to say thank you to you guys watching this live now and everybody watching this as the replay. And this is all part of the journey that I'm sharing with you guys. So today was a little bit vulnerable and authentic and whatever else, but I wanted to share that with you. And I want to see where this thing takes us. And hopefully, part of what I'm doing here is inspiring you to do something awesome as well. So thanks so much for watching. If you're not a subscriber yet, make sure you subscribe to this channel. At the moment, I'm still keen. I'm still having fun doing these live events. So there's a lot more coming up. So I'm still planning to do a lot more of these. And so make sure you subscribe so you can get updated on that. Make sure you give us a thumbs up if you like what I'm doing here. And share this around with anybody that you think will find this useful. Thank you so much. I'm going to jump over to the live Q&A now that's only available to people watching this live. And for you guys watching the replay, make sure you subscribe so you can also get in on those live events, which I run at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on most weekdays. Thanks so much, guys, and I look forward to seeing you inside my next video. Bye-bye.